So today we're going to start a new series on this Veglia made in Italy, which I think is definitely inspired by the Westclox Big Ben style 1A from the 1910s to 20s, I think, maybe 30s as well. Yeah, 30s as well. I think the Veglia is probably from about 1932, but I can't prove that, so I don't know. Now, if you saw the last video this was in, we had a quick look inside and saw it was very dirty. So I'm going to prepare some solution for cleaning right now. Can always top it up later. And hopefully we can get this fixed. Now I've noticed already that the hairspring snapped, which is not good. But I do have a spare one in this parts clock over here, which turns out is also a Veglia. But it's in disguise as an Ingersoll, and the previous owner must have stripped the radium off it or something, because the other ones like this have radium paint on them, but this one someone's actually scraped it off. And you can see even the keys, especially on this one, are probably Westclox inspired. So we're going to use this one for parts, because I know the hairspring in this one's good, but I had to part this one out because the plates were so worn out. So, I'll put this one away for now. And put this one back there. And let's have another look inside. So we can give a proper assessment on the damage and actually take the movement out properly. Which I've not done yet. I found an old catalogue on the internet, and well, a bit of a catalogue anyway, and I think this model is called the Camelia. I think that's what they called it, and this one's the Gardenia, and this one's only got one thing on the top where the Camelia is a repeater, and it's got two levers just like the Big Ben. If we can't actually get this to work properly, I'll probably use parts of it for my young'uns, which is also a repeater which is slightly broken. And you can see the amount of dirt in here just on the inside of the bell. It's going to be fun to clean. Alright, next we've got this rim, which is put on backwards. I was so tempted to correct it, but no, I left it as it was. Right. And then we got this little bit here. Now I know where stuff goes in this because I've got that one over there which I've practiced on. And the amount of grease and dirt in here, that should not have been stuck on there at all. It should be free to fall off, but yeah. And to take the movement out, you just need to unscrew the legs. Put all these in a pot. Something in there. And the handle on top also just unscrews. Move you down a bit. There we go. All of this could probably use a clean. I'll chuck all the bits in afterwards when I've used most of the solution for more fine parts. So I think the next step will probably be either getting the movement out or getting that thing off the back. I think it'd be easier to take the whole thing out first. So I can pull it by here. And if you see those two levers on the top, the left one has a spring on it and the right one doesn't. Now I think at one point they probably both had springs on them, so I'll probably use the spring from this one as replacement. So I'll just pull this out. Hopefully nothing happens to the dial. And feed those levers through the top. And we've got a bezel, some glass which needs cleaning, and the front of the case. Even the labels are the same layout as the Westclox as well. I'll put that there. Okay, next step is to take off the hands and the face. As with most alarm clocks, I assume. And I have to take the hands off. I'm going to try with a light amount of finger work, like this. And if nothing comes of that, then I'll use a screwdriver. There we go. That went on the floor. And the hour hand also pulls off. And hopefully the alarm hand does as well. Yep, that was easy. And the dial's held on by two little nails, which should just come out like that. This one's slightly more difficult. Push it out from the other side. There we go. So that should mean the dial should just come off. Let's find out. Unless some maniac has glued it on. Oh no. It's just stuck on with mould and stuff. Oh, that is filthy. Look at that. That's probably the dirtiest clock movement I've ever seen. Probably even dirtier than the Seth Thomas. Grim. Back of the dial. I can actually feel the sort of oil coming off there and smelling it. It's quite nasty. So the alarm spring I think is broken. And the main spring's wound up so tight because there's no hairspring to actually let it tick. So the next step, I'm going to remove this frame from the movement. This is screwed onto the front plate, just like many other alarm clocks. So I've got a better screwdriver somewhere. Let me just get it. Sadly I couldn't find it anywhere. Some things just disappear for some reason. Probably got a poltergeist in the house or something. So I'll just have to make do with a smaller one. Which looks like it's actually doing fine. You'd think that they would have probably stopped oiling it when they realised how much was in here. Because I don't think anyone would look at this and think, oh no, it needs more oil. There we go. Ugh, sticky. Right, put that over there, and then we can take the bell mountings off. zoom in a bit. Should be better, shouldn't it? Oops. Alright, so these should unscrew. Put everything in its place. Right, now this should come off. So now we've got the movement exposed, we can have a bit of a closer look at how dirty it is first of all, but also if there's any wear or broken stuff. Because I know the hairspring snapped somewhere down the line, but I've got a replacement, so that's okay. May as well check if the balance pivots are good, and if they are better on the parts clock, then I'll swap the whole thing over. So it looks like we're going to need to let the power out the springs. This one is pretty much let down already, but this one will need letting down with the key. And I'll probably use the keys from this one because they're not as floppy. Let's see if I can actually get to the clicks. Alright, so I'll just start by unwinding it a little bit. I'm going to need a place to hold this more securely. So what could I use for that? I should have probably left that round thing on there. Oh well. I'll take the balance wheel out now, just to save it from getting damaged when I thwunk it around. So I'll just take the pin out to get the remnants of the hairspring. And then get the rest out by undoing this bottom balance cup. Look at the amount of dirt on those pivots. Probably can't see that. Oh well. It's the camera's fault. Right, so I should be able to just sit it down like that now. And go in there and carefully open up the click with the screwdriver and unwind it a little bit like that. Okay, that's good. So I'm just going to keep doing that for the rest of the spring. The spring looks like it's in quite good condition. I don't know how well it will be because it's been probably had a chance to seize up, being in that same position for a long time. but we'll see. The click's not in the best position, to be honest. See the spring unwinding at the back. Nearly there. Okay, I think that's it. Pretty much undone. I'll just double check the other spring. Yeah, that's unwound. Okay, set the spring off. And I think it's safe now to start disassembling. So the first thing to do, I think, is to take off the alarm thing. And by the looks of it, we might have to unscrew this thing. So let's hope that's what we do. So it's a nice simple job. Yeah, it looks like it's unscrewing, that's useful. Or is it? I don't think it is actually. Alright, in that case, we'll have to take the pin out of the alarm. And, so first we're going to take the washer off. little piece of wire in there. So we can take this washer off, which allows us to remove the motion work. So I'm just going to pull this pin out, or push it out, whichever way it comes. Unless there's another way of doing the alarm. I don't think there is. Unless you've got to remove the brass thing altogether. I'll try that. In case that is the way to do it. Yep, I think it was. That came off. Yeah, that was just pressed on, so I can hammer that back on. I think this is the way to do it. Yeah, that was pressed on. Alright, so there's another washer. And then there's probably a pin or something in the middle. Yep. So I'll remove that pin. Bit annoying to remove. Try it from this side. Nope. Oh, it did. Okay. Don't know where that pin went. Probably find it one day. So we can take the rest of the motion work off. And another washer. And I think now we can probably separate the plates. There's a washer which has come off the inside. Okay, so I'll just separate the plates now. Hopefully I'll remember how this goes back together. Okay, so that's 4 nuts off. Now we should be able to just separate the plates. If I start with the balance wheel end, then I should be able to remove stuff with tweezers before I reach the more heavy parts. Right, so let's take a look at that alarm spring. I've got some spare springs, just in case it is broken, but if it isn't, it'd be interesting to find out. That's interesting. There's a metal bit there. Right, so let's try and remove this. Oh yeah, there's that Geneva stop on the back of it. So, where's the screwdriver? I don't know. Where? Oh, it fell on the floor. Oh, it's broken. Okay. So we got these bits of brass. Okay, so yeah, the spring was broken. There's the middle of it. Get that off somehow. I'm having to get this off. So slippery. Alright, I think I got it. Oh no. God. Alright, this is becoming a real pain. I'll have to take that off another time. So let's have a look at the rest of the spring. So instead of being looped around the end of the pillar with the loop of the spring, they've got a spring that has a loop hole at the end of it and goes on that. I don't know if is that original? I don't have any springs like that, I don't think. They're like barrel springs. Alright, I'm gonna get this off. There we go. Right, is this original? It looks like it. is a mess. Look at those pivots. Right. By far the dirtiest movement I've ever seen. Okay, so I'm going to have to work out how to get another spring. I might have a spare. Let me just check. So I found this old Ansonia spring. So I'll see if I can get this out. Can't seem to get it out of its case. There we go. Now you can see this one, just like the Veglia, has a hole-ended spring. However, it's very big, and I don't know if it'll be suitable based on how big it is. But first, before I do anything like that,